Okay, assessment. Hold on a second, I gotta check my battery on my computer. Okay. Assessment review. Write an equation with a slope of -1/4 and a solution 12 -2. Okay. I'm not going to write all that. All I'm going to put is number one, write equation, slope equals -1/4, solution 12 -2. Remember what that means, xy. -1/4, my bad. So, the equation, we put the y by itself, a space x plus another space. This is for the m, this is for the b. Now remember what those stand for. M's the slope, and b's the y-intercept. So -1/4 is your slope, the negatives with the 1. Okay, now your y-intercept. It's not -2, because if you're on a graph, you'd have to go 12 forward, down 2. You're not on the y-axis, you're out in the middle of nowhere. So we get the y-intercept, y equals m times x plus b. Okay, so my m, -1/4, and then I'll put -2 for y, and then 12 for x. Use the solution for your x and y, so plus b plus, and I take my calculator, I take -1/4 times 12, that's -3. And you plus 3, and that's 1. 1 equals b. Okay, there's the equation. Okay. Number 2, write an equation of a line with solutions 5, -2, and 7, 8. So write equation, solutions 5, -2, and 7, 8. So that means xy, xy, and the equation looks the same as it did on the last one, and b. So m and b. M means the slope, b means the y-int. They don't have the slope, okay? So I got to do my y minus y, x minus x. Because I don't see the graph, so I can't measure the rise over run. Okay, 5, 7, okay, so we'd start there. So it's 8 over 7, and then -2 over 5. So plus plus, you get 10, plus negative, you get 2. Now we can reduce that by 2 on the table. That's 5 over 1. Now if you have a 1, you can ditch it, and it's just 5. Okay, the y-intercept, y equals m times x plus b. So the m is 5, and then you pick one of your two solutions. I'll go with 8 and 7. So we got 8, drop your plus, put your b in front. 5 times 7 is 35. And you minus 35. And that solves your b. 8 minus 35 is -27. Okay, that's that. So number 3, rewrite the equation in slope intercept form. Okay, so write your equation, -4x plus 6y equals 16. Now that just means get the y by itself, okay? So it's positive already, you don't need to change the signs. You do need to add 4x. Make a 0x so you have a place to add 4x. So you have 6 times y, and that's going to be 4x plus 16. Then we're going to divide everything by 6. Okay, 4 divided by 6 is a decimal, so you keep that as a, don't actually divide it then, and that's a decimal too, so don't divide that. So there you have it. See, I'm not dividing them because they're decimals. So that's your m, that's your b. Thankfully I don't have to graph that because 16 over 6 would be a pain. Hey, story problem time. The electrician is going to charge a customer $100 for the part along with $15 per hour of labor. Please calculate the total bill for 4 hours of work. Okay, so if we're measuring, we got dollars and hours. The time is the X, the dollars is the Y, then per, dollars per hour. Okay, that's given to me, 15 times X. Now make the table before you draw your line, remember. In this unit you need tables. So hours, dollars. So I go, since I know this, my independent unit goes from 0 to 1 to 2 before I block it. Now before the $15 per hour, you know you started with 100 and then you start adding 15. So 115, 130, and that's what's going on at the beginning. Now fill in the rest of the information. Well, 4 hours, okay? Question mark. Okay, so we got 15, we got 100 equal on the Y equals ladder, you got 100 to begin with. Then you're adding $15 every hour. And that's your equation, okay? So 100 plus 15 times X equals Y. Now go onto your table and put, and you know X equals 4. So if X is multiplied, we put it in parentheses, and I insert the 4 into the parentheses. Now that leaves us with Y, but Y is by itself, so I just times and add. So 60, 100 plus 60 is 160. $160. Okay, number 5. A financial advisor charges a family a one-time initiation fee along with $1,000 for each year per year. Let's put that as per year. Okay. After 5 years of being with this advisor, the family's paid a total of $7,000 to the advisor. What would the total cost be, including the initiation fee, of being with this advisor for 25 years? Okay, so you have dollars and years. So years is X, cost is Y. So dollars per year. Dollars per year is 1,000. 1,000 times X. Okay. That's good, but years and dollars. You can go 0 to 1 to 2, and that's all great, but you don't have a beginning amount, okay? You don't use 7,000 as your beginning amount. That's with 5 years further down the table. So I put B, and on my line I just write B plus 1,000 times X equals Y. Now I got to figure out B, okay? So I can write the equation down there. And oh, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. After you block that off, put the rest of the info. 5 years, 7,000. I'm so sorry, okay? Then 25 years, and I'm finding the money, what that costs, okay? That's this. Okay, so I have to find the B. Y equals M times X plus B. So the M is the 1,000. Okay, and then I need an XY. Pretty much the only one you got is 5 and 7,000. Okay, so 5 is X, 7,000 is Y. So times 5, 7,000. Drop your plus, put the B in front. 1,000 times 5 is 5,000. So you subtract 5,000 from both sides. That's 2,000. So that's your initiation fee, $2,000. So 2,000. Now you can add the 1,000 if you want, because you'd add 1,000 every year, so it'd be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, then 25 is a ways down. So I write the equation: 2,000 plus 1,000 times X equals Y. So put your closer in for X, because that's where 25's at. Substituted for X. Okay, so we're going to put 25 in that parentheses. I'm using the parentheses because the variable, the letter, has a times with it. Okay, that leaves us with Y, but Y is by itself, so you just solve. Okay, solve doesn't mean you have to solve, you just times. It's going to be 25,000. Then add 2,000, that's 27,000. There's your dollars, okay, $27,000. Goes with 25 years. Okay, number 6. A storm is tracked on radar and it's moving toward a town at a constant rate. 2 hours after being spotted on radar, it is 120 miles from the town. 4 hours after it's spotted on radar, it's 30 miles from the town. How many hours after being spotted on radar will the storm hit the town? Okay, so we're solving for the hours. Okay, so we have hours and miles. Hours is X, miles is Y. So miles per hour. Okay, it's not, you can't use 120, that's after 2 hours. Neither can you use 30, that's been after 4 hours. Okay, per hour means every single 1 hour. So you put question mark. So we generate a table. X is hours, Y is miles. Okay. Alright, so we don't have the miles per hour, so we don't go from 0 to 1 to 2. Okay. Now, fill in the stuff below, the information. You got 2 hours, 120 miles, and then when it got to 4 hours, it was 30 miles. Now, obviously, this had to start up higher than 120, B, okay? So when I make my line, it's going to be a B line, no pun intended. But unlike the last problem, we don't have a rate to add, okay? So I come back over here and calculate my miles per hour. It's the same as a slope, because this is the slope right there. And also, I forgot to put 0 in for miles. That's your closer. Okay. That's what we want to figure out. Okay, so XY. XY. Okay, 2 and 4. 4 is higher, so you go 30 on top, 4 on bottom. You want to start with there, and then 2, because in time order, you don't go backwards. Okay, that's going to be 2. So it's like having 2 hours, and 30 minus 120 is negative 90 miles. That's fine, the miles are decreasing. So negative 90 divided by 2 is negative 45. Don't reduce on a story problem, just divide it, okay? Okay, so we know we're at a negative 45 times x, okay? We need to find the b now, though. So that's y equals m times x plus b. So I have my m, negative 45. That means every single 1 hour we'd go down 45 miles, okay? Okay, and then the x and y. So 2 for x, 120 for y. So 120, then we're going to times by 2. Drop your plus, you got b, so you multiply, you get negative 90. Negative 45 times 2. Then you add 90, and that's 210. So when when they first spotted it, was 210. Okay, now we've got to find the question marks. So that's what the final equation's for. So you got 210 plus negative 45 times x equals y. Remember, you're not done until you have found what goes there. Not there. That helps you get here. But okay, y equals 0. Okay, so you're just going to put 0 where y is at. You don't need a parentheses because y doesn't have a multiplying operation. And then I solve for x, plus and times. So you get your 210 to a 0 by minusing it. 0 minus a number is just a negative of that number. Okay. Just like 0 plus a number is the positive. So I take negative 210 divided by negative 45, and we're going to call that 5. You could put 4 2/3 if you wanted to. See, that makes sense. The reason why it's 5, because that'd be just 1 more hour, but if I add negative 45, I get a negative, but it basically takes it to 0. Okay. Alright, number 7, last problem. My brother and brother is in a bold, so is I, need $200 to buy a dad a Christmas gift. We want to save money this week. My brother, he's my brother. He makes $10 per hour at his job. I make $11 per hour at my job. My brother, can work only 10 hours this week. How many hours am I going to have to work? So hours I work. Now you got 3 units, because yeah, you got hours and dollars, but one of the hours is for the brother, 1 hour is for me. So I need the grid, because it's 3 important units. So together, how many units per and total? So the independent units are bro and I, so brother and me. And then you got dollars per dollars. That's your third dependent. These are the 2 independents. That's the money's a dependent. Okay, so together you need $200. Okay, how many units? What's the only number in there without a dollars? 10 hours. Is that me or brother? Well, that's for the brother because it says he. And then what I'm figuring out. I don't need these 2 things at this point in time in this class. Okay, dollars per for the brother, that would be 10. Okay, dollars for me is 11. So if he works 10 hours, he makes $10 per hour. His money total is $100. That's going to be 11x. So you got 100 plus 11x equals 200. So solve for x. Now it's easy. You minus 100, then divide by 11. Going to get a decimal. Okay. Okay, let's take that up to 10. The reason I'm taking up to 10, because heck, it's better to work too many hours than not enough, huh?